Hello, my name is Jake. I work as a freelance investigator and a ethical mercenary for people who have been failed by their local police force. I have been in this business for 9 years now, and I've been in some dangerous and scary situations before, but none of them could have ever been able to come close to how scary this experience was. I got a request for help from somebody in a remote forest range near the Pacific Ocean. They said that there is something that is hunting them and making their family feel very unsafe. And then they say the police can't help because they have no evidence. I accepted the request and got there in 5 days, planning my visit. I got there using a helicopter that dropped me off with all my tactical gear. I said hello to the family, and they gave me a briefing of the house and how there's really unsettling noises at night way in the forest, and they say sometimes the noises get so close that they're right outside the house. The family said that they can't stay in their house another night, so they got a hotel about an hour away from their house. That was fine for me, and I set it up my cameras and my gear in the house. I put motion sensor alarms outside the house so I can know if there is something out there. They told me to help myself with the coffee. I made a cup of coffee and drank it. I'm used to staying up all night ever since I started to work in this business. I got all my tactical gear ready and sat on the couch. I opened up my laptop connected to the cameras. I even set 3 up in the woods and 4 cameras on each side of the house. I watched the cameras getting bored real fast. An hour passed. Then I heard it, a strange yet creepy sound resonating deep in the woods. It unsettled me so much that I started feeling dread, and I wanted to get out of the house that instant. The noise kept replaying in my mind. I finally made up what the sound could be. It sounded faintly like an owl's hoot, but more low-pitched and made up, and something different that I can't make out, almost like a laugh. I kept hearing the sound coming in the same part of the forest for about 5 minutes until the sound got distant and came closer. I looked at the camera in the forest that was the farthest from me, and then I saw something huge for half a second, and then the camera broke. Then about 30 seconds later, all the cameras in the forest got broken. After the cameras in the forest were broken, I stopped hearing the sound. Then all the cameras broke. Then I heard the sound, super loud, right on top of the house. I got my Desert Eagle 44 Magnum and went to the living room and looked at the window on the roof. What I saw scared me to my core. I saw a owl's head, long and large, with a distorted mouth, looking at me, making the sound, just with its mouth open, no movement of the tongue or mouth. It was just making the noise that unsettled me so much that I almost cried, but then I snapped out of it. Then I looked at the window beside me on the left side of the house. There was a thin but super long wing covering the window. The distorted owl seemed to be covering the house with its whole body. Then I looked up at the roof's window. I had night vision goggles on, so I can see in the dark. I saw the owl extend its head about 12 feet off of the roof and slam it into the window. The glass shattered, and a lot of it got on me. Then I ran and took cover behind one of the couches. I took my Desert 44 Magnum and loaded 3 bullets into the creature's neck. But it wasn't enough to kill it. How could I be so foolish? 3 bullets wasn't even close to enough. It made a low pitch sound, getting higher in the pitch. It was getting enraged. Then it managed to fit its whole body in the window. Then I came in the house. It was long and distorted and large. It clicked its beak together. Then I ran out of the house and called my pickup. When the owls elongated its head out of the roof window, I shot it 3 times in the neck. It yelled and hid back in the house. I waited in the clearing in the forest so the helicopter can pick me up. I was anxiously waiting though. I couldn't wait. I needed the helicopter to pick me up right that instant, but I needed to stay strong. I still heard the owl's sound resonating from the house. It was trapped in there and hurt. Whatever it wasn't an owl. It was a monster disguised as an owl. Eventually, the helicopter came and picked me up. I got a gun from the helicopter and shot the owl when we passed by the house. Half of its body was elongating its body out the roof. I shot at its neck about 12 times. It yelled and got its whole body out of the house. Then it flew towards us with its long claws. It tried to grab the helicopter, but I shot it out of adrenaline. I shot it, and it fled into the woods, making the sound. And it kept making those sounds. I barely escaped alive that night. I called the homeowners and told them everything of what happened. They were shocked and terrified. I told them they need to move immediately. They listened. They said they'll go to their parents' house and then find a place to move over there. I said I'm willing to go back to the house for only an hour to pick up what I can, and they gave me a list of the most important stuff. So I told my pickup, and then a few days later we went there, and we went there during the day. I got the stuff, went back, gave it to them. They thanked me. And ever since that night, I had nightmares every single night after that about that owl coming to my house and looking at me through my window with the blinds open, even though I left it closed. So I strongly advise not to go in the woods in near the Pacific. And I strongly advise, if you hear a distorted owl's hoot, low-pitched and loud, I advise you to take your car, take your family, and drive away and never look back.